Hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Kringle Candle Cherry Pie. Now, before we get into this review, I do always like to disclose when a product has been sent to me in PR, and that is the case here. You all know if you've been with me any length of time, I give it to you straight. Kringle Candle is one of the best companies, quite truthfully, that they receive feedback and critique very well. And so therefore, they never ever tell me what I have to say. They just say, here, try this out, give us your thoughts, share your thoughts with those who subscribe to your channel, and we will listen to any feedback. So here we are with Cherry Pie. Now this candle is not yet available at the time that I'm uploading this, at least. This candle will be available this Thursday, May 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is one of two fragrances that is going to be part of the Summer Flight collection. I will have my Bottle Rocket review up for you guys tomorrow. So that way you guys have a couple of days to mull this over, decide if you want to purchase any of these candles, and go from there. So let's go ahead and talk about this candle, because I did give you guys a basic overview, kind of some initial post-burn thoughts in my Kringle haul video that I uploaded on Friday. But some things have changed a little bit since I have done that video. So the fragrance notes listed on Cherry Pie are top notes of cherry and pastry, mid notes of fruit and citrus, and base note of buttery vanilla. Now, the pour date of this candle that I am reviewing is April 15th, 2025. This is a 100% soy wax candle. It is their 2-wick format. I do believe that it will only be available in this format at launch. Hopefully, if this fragrance sells well enough, or if they get enough feedback, maybe they will eventually release this in a 4-wick and the wax melts. But for right now, for this release coming up this week, it will only be available in this format. I believe it will retail for $31. Okay, you guys, so what is my nose smelling? I am not a big fan of cherry. You guys all know that. However, if you caught that haul video, you guys know I've actually already, a little bit of a spoiler alert for this review, ordered a backup of this fragrance, because this fragrance is so good. If you are somebody who loves that pie crust note in a candle, if you have been lamenting that you keep purchasing pie candles and all you get is the fruit filling with very little crust note noticeable, this one is changing the game. This fragrance is gorgeous, you guys. You get that pie crust note. It is listed as one of the top notes, right? It's listed as a pastry note there. I do detect cherry in here. And you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of cherry. I don't love cherry fragrances. However, the cherry note that I am getting in here is, it's definitely more of like a robust cherry. Like, it's not super artificial. It's definitely not medicinal cherry. It's not, even, I wouldn't even describe it as like syrupy candied cherry. This to me, like the cherry that you see pictured right there on the label, that's what this fragrance smells like. Now, when I did my initial, like, when I was doing that review, it's kind of like mini review in the haul video, I said that my nose detects another fruit note in this candle. And I'm not sure if, I don't think it's really cranberry, because it's not a tartness in here. But there is another fruit note in here that's giving this some depth and maybe additional sweetness. Possibly strawberry. I'm wondering if it's strawberry, how Kringle does strawberry. But what I want to say here is that this fragrance is, the cherry note in here is very nice. It's palatable to my nose. And the reason why I'm settling on that it might be strawberry is because I have actually been burning this fragrance. You guys know I like to burn complementary fragrances. The other fragrance that I've been burning in another room when I burn this one is the new Hallmark's Strawberry Shortcake, and the two fragrances complement each other very well. You guys, I really like this fragrance. Again, if you are searching for something that has that flaky, buttery crust, it's not graham cracker crust. It's definitely like flaky pie crust, homemade pie crust. that is in this candle. Something about this fragrance, and I mentioned this again, sorry, I keep referencing the video that I did the other day, but really I only put that up 2 days ago. So some of you guys might be like, this review might feel a little bit repetitive from what I said. Something about this fragrance seems slightly nostalgic to me. Even Cody commented on that. He was like, I like this scent. He's like, I don't know, something reminds me of growing up in the 90s. I don't know if my mom at one point had a Yankee candle that smelled similar to this. Although my mom really preferred like citrus fragrances, like she always loved like lemon in the summertime. So I don't think she ever really purchased a candle that would have been like in this vein. But this is just a very, very well done fragrance. I don't detect any citrus. I see citrus listed as a note there. I really don't detect citrus. Maybe it might lend a little bit of sweetness there. But again, you guys, this is just done very, very well. Again, that kind of a robust cherry, maybe mixed with a little bit of strawberry. It's not medicinal. It's very kind of that like what you're seeing. I feel like this is one of the times where Kringle has actually, the packaging matches what I'm smelling in the candle. You know, sometimes Kringle isn't so good about that. There have been some fragrances where I'm like, yeah, I don't really detect that. But then other times they knock it out of the park. And like, this kind of reminds me of like that red velvet packaging that they did. That fragrance is very, very, what they pictured is what my nose smelled. What I am picturing right here is definitely what my nose smells. It reminds me of being at like one of the summer holidays, think Memorial Day, 4th of July. You're at a picnic and this cherry pie is being offered to you guys, or maybe you have baked a cherry pie. This is what it smells like. Really, really good. I feel like I'm harping on that, but because you guys can't smell this beforehand and you might be interested in it, I wanted to give a thorough scent description. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it around here. You can see nice deep wax pool going. And what I wanted to talk about was a little bit of the change from what I reported on Friday. I will tell you guys at the beginning of this candle's life, so like the first burn on this candle, I was actually getting some soot around the rim because the candle was burning pretty hot. Even now, you guys, I've had this candle lit for a little over, I would say about like an hour and a half now. And you can see that there is some carbon residue accruing there at the end of the wicks. I will tell you though, the funny thing is that I burned this candle yesterday. I kind of got locked. The time kind of got away from me. And I think that I let this candle burn for about 4 hours previously up until I got to that point. So I think yesterday when I started the burn on this candle, it was probably at about like right here. But previously, I had tried to limit the burn time on this or like trimming the wicks every 2 hours after that first burn that I had of it because I felt like I didn't want sooting happening, right? And I thought, oh no, this could possibly be one of those situations like the leprechaun treats from the St. Patrick's Day candle where a lot of people love that fragrance, but they said, what is going on? This is sooting like crazy. So what I did detect with this one is that yesterday I had it burning for like 4 hours and it didn't soot at all. Now there was some wick, or what we call that, carbon residue at the end of the wicks, but I did end up just trimming that before today's burn and it was fine. So I don't know why that was at the beginning. So I would just say at the beginning of this candle's life, you might want to just limit the burns or make sure that you're trimming the wicks after every 2 hours. If you're enjoying the fragrance, what I will do is just dip it, trim the wick, and then relight it. And that's been fine for me. But just be aware that the beginning, I would say the beginning third of this candle's life, I did do that. I did make sure that I trim the wicks every 2 hours to avoid some sooting issues because this candle is, it's not dangerously hot, but it is burning a little bit hotter than some of my other Kringle candles. Strength and throw on this candle, I'm going to settle that it's a solid 7 for me in terms of strength and throw. I've had it out in my open concept and I can definitely detect it out there. It's more of a background scent. I would say it's not smacking me in the face when I burn it out in the open concept. When I burn it in my master bedroom, which has lower ceilings and is more closed concept, it's definitely much more noticeable there. Again, though, not cloying, not headache inducing. It's just very, very nice. So this is a fragrance that like if you have more of like a closed concept kitchen, I could see that like if you have lower ceilings in there or whatnot, this would be a great fragrance. But this is a fragrance that I actually hope that they bring back in a 4 wick because I would want a little bit of extra strength and throw. for now, again, I did give you the spoiler alert. The ambassadors have been given a pre-order authorization prior to the launch. Kringle will occasionally do that. For those of you guys who might be new to my channel or new to Kringle or just peeling back the curtain, maybe curious, Kringle does not send all of their ambassadors PR for every single launch. They do have criteria that the ambassadors have to qualify for to get it sent almost every time. But they do try to, for those ambassadors who don't get it every single time, they do rotate and send. That's why it's like sometimes you'll see some ambassadors receive PR occasionally, and then some receive it a little bit more often. Again, it's just kind of like their program, how they do that. I actually think it's pretty fair. I do. I think that it shows a lot. Yeah, it's just very fair on their part. But what they will do oftentimes with some of these launches, if they have enough, excuse me, if they have enough product in stock already, what they will do is they will offer all of the ambassadors, regardless of whether or not you received a product in PR, they will offer a pre-order so that way you can still try to get your hands on the product prior to launch and share your thoughts. So anyways, that where I was going with that is that I have actually already ordered another one of these. You will see it in my final Kringle BOGO haul. I went ahead and was able to order another one kind of like before the final days of that Mother's Day BOGO haul. So I did go ahead and order another one of these candles. And this is a fragrance that, excuse me, if it comes back in a 4-wick, I would definitely purchase it again. It's just a great summertime fragrance. And that's saying a lot, you guys, because you guys know I am not the girl who loves cherry fragrances. So definitely 2 thumbs up from me for this candle. I have a feeling that this one might be a sellout risk when it is released on Thursday. Like I said, it should retail for about $31. I do have a discount code with Kringle. It is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of your full priced purchase. I don't know if they're going to be having any kind of like early Memorial Day sales going on when this launches, but I anticipate that there will probably be some other fragrances on sale. Currently, at the time that I'm filming this, they still have some 4-wicks that are 30% off, which is a pretty good deal. I'm trying to resist the urge to purchase some myself, but my wallet has already taken a pretty big hit this month, so I think I need to restrain myself. But anyways, you guys, let me know in the comment box down below if you are interested in purchasing this candle. Is this one on your wish list? I would be curious to hear. Also, I did want to disclose that my affiliate code is eligible for a commission. I know you guys know that, those of you who have been here for a while, but I do always like to be very open about that. So if you choose to use it, I do thank you very much for supporting my channel. But anyways, I am very excited for this candle to launch. I'm very excited for those of you who are interested in this one to get your hands on it because I am definitely loving it. Please hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. Like I said, I will have the Bottle Rocket review up for you guys tomorrow, so that way you have a couple of days to think about this. And then I will also have some other candle reviews. I have some candle hauls. I've got the preview for Caramel Sundays. I got all sorts of fun stuff coming up for you guys this week. So make sure you want to be subscribed. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.